Hi guys, so I want to do this video after I hopped out the shower, which was my happy channeling place, and record it as soon as possible before I forget my thoughts. And I'm calling this uh, the expectation of titles. I think that's what it is. And what I want to talk about is that I see a lot of people in different ways getting very disappointed from people that they feel should be fulfilling obligations because of the title that that person has. So always try to compare it to something everybody can understand. If somebody comes to work and they're your boss and they don't do anything but just sit in the office all day, I mean, don't answer phones, not on the computers, not good leaders, don't hop in there when needed, you really do get disappointed and you feel like somebody could be doing a better job, right? Why is this person even in this position? Why do they even have this title? Why did they even want this job if they're not going to hop in there and do the work? So a lot of people continue in their lives on a personal level, especially when it comes to family, to continue to look to someone to fulfill obligations and their personal expectations of what they feel that person should be doing with that title. So I always try to compare, and I'll give it to you like this. I'm out of high school. I've been out of high school for a long time. And I know that there are some girls in high school that I would not hang out with. I have been blessed with really, really wonderful best friends for as long as I can remember. Some of them I don't even remember the first day we met. And those friends are the friends that I call sisters now. They went from somebody I met to somebody I hung out with to somebody I called friend to best friend to now sisters. Some of the best women ever in life. And I'm lucky enough that I look to the front of me, back of me, side to side, even above my head and under my feet. You know, I have some of the most wonderful women in my life, period. Now, when you talk about titles, you say things like maybe sister, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. And when you look to those people, they're not fulfilling those positions, and then you keep going back and you want to know why. Sometimes you don't even really get an answer because those people didn't necessarily ask for that position. And the people that did, the moms, the dads, I always look back and say, okay, well, there were girls in high school who I would not hang out with, and there were girls in high school who I would hang out with, and I got to pick them. And the girls in the high school that I would not hang out with are going to have kids. Now, I wouldn't necessarily pick those girls to be friends with, but the reality is those girls have kids. Those babies grow up to be the women that are the disappointed ones. And I'm not saying that everybody I wanted to hang out with would have been didn't want to hang out with would have been bad mothers, but there are some women who you're like, I'm good. She can stay over there. Well, you know, I'm good. But those women have kids, and those kids grow up to look at mom and go, why do you choose crack over me? Why did you give me up for adoption? Why did you give me away? Why did you abandon me? Why are you not being a mother? You didn't really give me up to anybody, but you are definitely not doing your job. And this is the same thing when it comes to other people that have titles like husband, you know, um, wife, girlfriend, sister, aunt. In our minds, we have a set level of expectations that we feel that person should be giving us in the form of love or showing up or obligation or responsibility, overall expectations. And when they don't, we get very disappointed. So what do? First of all, unbrainwash yourself, because we are taught family, or this person, that person, they're supposed to do this. When you finally get to the point of realizing that somebody is not meeting your expectations, and your expectations and their expectations might be totally different, they're not going to necessarily meet. Sometimes it takes a conversation, sometimes it takes counseling, sometimes it takes you to decide to get off that roller coaster and go ride a whole nother ride or leave the amusement park altogether. So once you realize you don't want to be on that loop again, it is totally okay to say, I'm not going to hold you to that obligation anymore. I'm going to go off, and with my set of expectations, I'm going to find someone that fulfills my needs as far as what I expect love from that title to be. So now I have these wonderful best friends, and I call them my sister. You know, my mother is passed. I'm not necessarily in a rush to find another mom or mother. And if I do, I go in with the knowledge that this person may not meet all of my needs, and I'm going to have to live with that. But you have the right, especially when you become an adult, to say, I'm no longer going to hold you to those obligations. I'm going to go off and find somebody that will be happy to be a mentor, like a dad or a big brother, or I'm going to get a divorce and find somebody that will be happy to be a husband, or be happy to be a wife. Or we're going to break up and I'm going to find somebody that will be excited to be a girlfriend, excited to be a boyfriend. I'm going to find some new friends, some people that would be happy for me because I had a successful event, and not be jealous and still try to call themselves my friend. I'm going to find someone to fulfill this title and fulfill the expectations that I expect someone within that title to fulfill. You have that right as an adult. The second you realize you can eat ice cream for breakfast or cereal for dinner, and you may have some consequences, or like me, not put the laundry up for days, that you're an adult and you can choose to no longer be bothered, or choose to take yourself out of the loop of repeated disappointment, because an adult, a human, another human adult, is not fulfilling your needs. Because if you break it down, that's all they are. They've decided for whatever reason to not fulfill obligations to your liking. Then you can decide for whatever reason to move on with your life. Stop repeatedly setting yourself up for disappointment, and go find someone to fulfill that position to make you happy. Worst case, you can decide that once you get in that position, you can move on and be a better whatever, fill in the blank, fill in the title, to whoever else that comes along. Decide to be a better mother. Decide to be a better father. Decide to be a better big brother, big sister. Maybe you want to donate some of your time, your energy, your effort. For some reason, I always have, I'm not going to call them kids, but I always have younger people around me. So I try to do my best to be whatever it is they're looking for. One calls me grandma, one calls me a big sister, one calls me a godmother, whatever kind of love that they are seeking to hang around me, and I'm 10 years older than them, I try my hardest to fulfill it. And sometimes I think having a conversation about expectations is a good idea, so people know why you're there. I need a mentor. I kind of need somebody to be a dad to me. I kind of need somebody to be a mom to me. I kind of need a big, I need sisters. I need somebody to have my back. I would love just a friend. I am looking to remarry someone that really wants to be a husband and really wants to work it out. I'm looking to marry someone that really wants to be a wife. I am looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I am looking, to adopt a child that wants to be in a family. I would like to be adopted into a family. So it's okay to have that conversation about expectations to why someone is around. But again, you have the full-blown right to decide that you no longer want to hold that person with that maybe blood-born title to their obligations, and that you're going to find somebody who fulfills those obligations with a smile on their face. Because there are a lot of people who want to be dads. There are a lot of people who want to be moms. There are a lot of people who want to be sisters. There are a lot of people who want to mentor, and there are a lot of people who need mentoring. There are a lot of people who want to be wives and husbands. And one thing I will say is kind of chiming in my head is, make sure that you are not leaving a situation where you're not putting up the effort and you're not doing your job, or maybe you don't understand why somebody else is doing their job the way that they are. I know a lot of, young guys who think, or young kids who think, oh, my mama's getting on my nerves. It's always been the case. But now that I'm older and my mother's passed, a mother being a mother will get on your nerves. Sometimes a wife being a wife will get on your nerves, or a husband being a husband will get on your nerves. But in that case, it's love. So you might be looking for a replacement because you can't accept that kind of love. So be very careful of what you feel you're unhappy with, but also know you don't have to spend your whole life unhappy. You can get off the roller coaster and you can step away from that loop of repeated disappointment. So I hope this one, that was a good takes and is not slow and skipping, because it was definitely recording that way. And I hope this helps someone. Just take a deep breath and let it go. I gained a lot of peace with this theory. I really released a lot of people from the titles that they had, because I was not happy with the interaction. Disappointment after a lot of communication, after a lot of compromise. I was back on the loop and I got exhausted. And I've had a lot of peace ever since I let that go. So hope this helps someone.